Hey guys, you've been added to the Close Friends list. We are a podcast that talks about pop culture, gossip, and really anything we want. As you know, the Close Friends list is always a vibe that's changing, so make sure you stay a part of ours by following us anywhere you listen to podcasts at Close Friends List Pod. New episodes drop every Friday at midnight. We are so excited to have you on our Close Friends list, and we hope to be added to yours soon. Well, welcome back to the Close Friends List podcast with your hosts, Katie, Aaron, with your hosts, Katie, Aaron, and Adia.
I was like, did you forget your own name?
I thought I was like, host. Today's a good one, you guys. It's a good one. This past week has been, my mind has been just
reshaped.
Like, when you leave a movie and you are a different person, it is a phenomenon you just cannot explain.
Yeah.
Like, your personality changes after watching a good movie. And we all watched a great movie this past week.
Yeah.
And that movie was the cinematic masterpiece of Ryan Coogler, Sinners.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the one.
We got a lot to talk about today, but on a short amount of time. I think I've sent maybe like 40 TikToks in the group.
I think we all have just like every Sinners TikTok. We're like, ooh, like
back to back. I mean, seeing the trailer for the movie, I knew I was going to be
same.
Yeah. The second I saw MBJ pop up in the screen,
that's the one.
I'm already here. I'm already booked. The ticket is booked.
That's the one.
It wasn't the Ryan Coogler of it all. The first Black director to hit $1 billion at the box office. It was Michael B. Jordan.
And I love that for him. But I saw Michael B. Jordan and I said, I have to be sad. I don't even know what the movie's about, but I will be sad. Me, a girl who doesn't like horror films, like anything scary, I was like, I'm going to be sad. And then I saw the trailer. I said, I'm going to be sad. Am I like...
Like, I remember looking over at Katie when the vampire bit came out, and I'm like, the wavelengths that were there. Like, we're going to this. Like, it's and what a film it was, you guys. What a film. And if you don't know, and if you haven't seen it, Sinners is a 10 out of 10 Rotten Tomatoes 100% film about, I don't know what year this was in, so you guys will have
1932.
1930.
Sick. Okay, I was going to say 1960s. But I was like, wait, my mom was born in 66, so there's definitely no way she was around during that time. 1930s. 1930s in the deep Delta South, Mississippi. And it's about, I mean, I don't even want to say it's about vampires because it's...
I think it's so funny how deep you're going in already. Like, I thought we were...
I just love this film. It's a film. It's a film. Okay, but anyway, regardless, before we get...
We'll come back. We'll come back.
We will circle back to that. But before we get into that, if you've seen the movie, this question will make sense. But music is a big influence in this film. In this cinema masterpiece. And there's a part of the film where they're singing songs and things, and the vampires want people to like come join their circle. And they're dancing and they're, playing music. So my question of the week is, what song or songs would make you be like, yeah, I'm gonna go join.
I'm gonna leave the safety of my home.
I'm gonna leave the safety of my home and go join
the devil.
Well,
you're dancing with the devil. That's...
Yeah, that was the main theme of.
Yes, it was. I just don't like to say.
I know.
Right.
Dancing with the devil. I can't really say I would do that. Like, there's no song that would make me do that. Jesus, but and this,
if you're listening, God,
if you're listening, there is no song.
But for the joke,
but
we're gonna
for the bit,
what song would make you come out and dance with vampires?
Yeah. I do have a few.
Okay. Because I have different instances of songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of them you're going to think is a meme, and I'm being so serious, so I'll start with it. Hotel room service would get me out of that building. I'm not even, when I thought of it, I was like, I think I'm trolling her. But I was reflecting, and that song, so I was at a wedding a couple years ago. I was like coming down with a cold. I did not, like by the end of the night, I'm like, I can't be here. I can't be here. And that song came on, and bitch, I was on the dance floor.
You were,
Yeah. So I just felt like it had to be on my list because
yeah,
it happened once already in my life.
I don't have any words.
I love that, honestly.
And I wish I was kidding. And when I thought of it, I was like, I just know she's gonna think I'm lying, but it's so serious for me. Another one, this is gonna show my age, I feel like, because whatever. Give It to Me by Timbaland.
What?
That song is so good.
Oh my God.
The thing with the song that gets you out of the house is like it has to be catchy enough. It can't just be a good song. You have to want to like dance, right? Like because there's tons of songs that I love and are amazing, but it's like I need to be spellbound.
Yes.
And I have to be ready to like dance. And Give It to Me by Timbaland is there for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
No, I hear you. I get it. You do have to think about the dance part for sure because everyone's
that's the whole premise, really. I mean, I'm not going out there to sing a lullaby.
That's true.
You know, I mean, personally.
Yes. Yeah.
And then my last one is see, I told you I had a few.
Oh yeah, yo. Okay, I wasn't ready, but now I am. Yeah.
I know. I have one more, but I also
sorry.
I also have to note, in the movie they did Rocky Road to Dublin and it was spitting. I was
100%.
I was tapping my foot.
Oh, I know. The Irish in you came out.
No, because they play that song in O'Malley. So I'm there.
You're like,
And
wait.
that's like a baby one, but Jackboot Jump by Hosier, that would get me out the door.
I don't think I've heard that song.
And I need everybody to, after this podcast, listen to it because also it is it's a song about protest, but it came out in 2019 and all of the royalties from that song go to Black Lives Matter organizations in America indefinitely. Like he was like, that's
love. Okay.
So yeah, just take a listen, but that one would get me for sure. Okay, I'm done now.
Okay.
Sorry.
I love that. No. I feel like I also
so I'm like, all right.
Right. I also feel like I have a couple or honestly it needs to be just like any ratchet bop that I'm like oh wait, I need to stand up and dance to this. Like I was thinking, okay, I was like, what will get me up tipsy? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'll be there. Right There and Holiday Inn by Chingy. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, I'll be there. One that's more this, the last 2 decades. Bottoms Up. Like, I'll be there. Yeah. So I don't think it would take. It just needs to be like a hit, like a ratchet hit that like really is like that I have loved since day one kind of moment. So those are mine.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones. So I also have a couple. So one that would get me up immediately, no questions asked, like the drop of the beat would probably be Monster with Nicki Minaj. Okay. I know it's everyone else's song, but that's Nicki's song. That's Nicki's verse. And I think
he almost took it off the album because of her. So
and I think that verse alone, I think I'd be running out the door.
Yeah.
Other songs, any song by Meg Thee Stallion, I feel like would, get me out there. But the one real song, because I have to think about like the dancing aspect of it, is going to be Stockholm Syndrome by One Direction.
Okay. Like that.
Like that's what I think about, like doing a little jig. I think it would be like
that's so funny.
For sure.
That's a good one. Yeah. Because I kind of forgot. I mean, One Direction has some dancers. You know, like you kind of forget, you know?
Yeah. That's, if I had to think about like a circle dance, it'd be something like that. But yeah, the one to open up the door and get me out there, definitely Monster and Meg Thee Stallion.
So it sounds like we're pretty easily convinced to be completely like, Devil's Goddess.
The vamps are calling. We're there. Like,
yeah.
That's so funny.
We'll make a playlist. And
put all those
songs on there.
No, that's the one.
That's a good idea.
We have to.
But let's start our for this episode, again, we're going to talk about Sinners, the movie, since we all saw it this past weekend, and it's been nonstop on our mind, on our feeds. So if you haven't watched Sinners, go quickly grab a ticket, watch the 2-hour and 17-minute film, stay for the post-credit scenes, and then come back, press play on this episode. Yes. So beginning thoughts, anybody?
So I don't even know, I guess, where to start. So we all saw it in IMAX, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wish I had more to like summarize about my experience, but I will say I had tears. I also was smiling at the screen at multiple moments. There was moments where I turned to Adia and I said, "That's crazy work."
Yeah.
What else? I mean, it was an experience. And I think I was telling my sister, the thing that I loved about Sinners is that, well, it was opening weekend. So our theater was pretty full generally, and it was a very responsive audience because I love people being like, "What are you doing?" The guy in front of us like threw his arms up at one point. I'm like, that's the energy.
I love that.
Because well, you could watch any movie at home, and you can have your own thoughts, but like having other people reacting at the same time and like laughing or gasping or it just makes it so much better. And God bless our theater was not a terrible experience because Savannah, I heard it was bad out there for you, and I would have been raising hell. I would have been a Karen in that theater if I were you. If people were,
she literally went
on
like
their phone
opening day. Someone was vaping.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And I was like,
Full
"You're
brightness
joking."
on their phone. I'm like, you would have
like it's not
full brightness vaping.
Like,
no,
hello,
immersive.
Yeah. And I mean, Ryan Coogler, we love him. I love the behind the scenes of all like the choices for aspect ratio and like the camera choices, design and everything. The thing that I cannot overlook and I have to mention is that this movie is basically From Dusk Till Dawn, but the social commentary version, and also slightly better because it's like the more like film major movie, because From Dusk Till Dawn is basically like your classic B movie like slasher, but like it has such the same energy. And he did admit that there are like similarities and whatnot, but if you are looking for something else to watch post Sinners, or even before, I guess, if you're not for whatever reason deciding not to see that, From Dusk Till Dawn, highly recommend. Robert Rodriguez, who went on to direct Spy Kids, George Clooney's in it, Quentin Tarantino, Salma Hayek.
Wait, and Spy Kids or Dust Till Dawn?
Dust Till Dawn.
Okay.
Yeah. And watching it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, this guy directed Spy Kids." Like
wait, that's funny.
No, I was watching it and I was like, "Yeah, that guy directed Spy Kids."
That's comedy.
So I don't know. I wish I had more to like kind of overly encompass, but like definitely a 10 out of 10 movie experience for sure. I mean, chomping on the popcorn. I mean,
yeah, it was. I think so. I went in thinking like there's going to be more vampires.
You were like, "I'm going to be scared."
Yeah, like I specifically asked Katie if we could watch this in the daytime so that I could leave in the daytime after the movie was done.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I thought it was going to be more vampires, but I will say I was very pleasantly surprised at the build up to the vampires.
Yeah.
It's so much better. I think if it was any more vampires, I'd be like, no, this is like too much.
Like, I gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is a lot, but it was the perfect amount of build up, storytelling, character building to get to the vampires to make it make so much sense. And if it was anything less, or if it was anything more, I think it would have been too much. But so pleasantly surprised by
I mean, he did like a Jaws where like you don't really see the vampire until an hour and 15 in almost.
Yes.
You see like the eyes and you see like him being creepy. And even like at one point the vampire like jumps and like he's gonna fly and it cuts the scene, right? So it's like leading up to like
the
something
teasing
bigger.
of it, was really big. And I really appreciated that. I will say that, I mean, an hour into the movie, I'm like, when are the vampires coming? Like I wasn't appreciating like the storytelling. I'm like, okay, they're really like going deep. Like,
well, because you were ready for war, so you're like, I'm ready.
Yes, like I was the entire time. So when the first pop-up happened, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I like jumped out of my chair. But
set your popcorn down.
No, I literally set my popcorn down. I was like, I'm not prepared for this. Like but yeah, I mean, it was great. Like I I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think there was like so many Easter eggs and little things that like I noticed, and the best part of watching the movie was like finishing the movie and getting to like see all of the takes from everyone else and like noticing all of them that were in there, but also the freaking cinematically it was great. Like the music was great. The
music
time
was so phenomenal.
Setting, like it was so believable and so real. The characters, like there was, I don't have like any notes. So
yeah, let's hear your experience, Erin, because we experienced it together. So we have like a base.
Right.
And I know you, I mean, yeah.
I was like, well, I went to the IMAX in Burbank. It was a mess, but it was, my theater was also full. And it was like, I was like, okay, this is a scary movie. Like, I'm ready for this. I was like, breathe, Erin, breathe. Like, Michael B. Jordan will be on the screen for, most of this. I was like, breathe. But we had a full theater. People were like laughing and was like, oh, like, whatever. There was like a lot of like little comedic moments, and I was like, okay, like this makes it way better for me, who's not a scary movie girl. But I didn't think it was like that. I didn't think it was like that scary. There were like some jumps where I was like, oh, like shocked, but I was like not scared. So I was like, okay, good.
Funny that you guys were both so like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not scared of vampires.
I think it's because we're black. I gotta say, I think us
like
being
for
black,
a horror movie or for vampires specifically, because I feel
a
like
horror movie and having
I think just horror movies, I was like, I'm scared of, but like vampire things I've seen, read, I'm like, I'm not scared of that.
And that's why I feel like, because I can't really, I've done a few horror movies recently, and I'm like, I'm sitting with my eyes and ears closed, and but like vampires, I'm like, nothing in this movie is gonna scare me.
I thought
even though it's a horror,
I think is what I like Quentin Tarantino, like gory, but it wasn't. I mean, there was still some shots in there where I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I was like, wow, but like, exactly. But yeah, 10 out of 10 experience. Like, would def go see again after I've seen it, had my thoughts. Like, we're talking about it, watched all the little think pieces on TikTok about it. I need to go see it again and be like, okay, like this part, okay. But yeah, I don't know, like what all you said, I was like, this is agree, cosign.
Well, the thing that nobody is seemingly talking about that I think needs to be discussed is that, like, there is, and you'll know where I'm going with this. Okay, apparently this is like a pop culture theory. I read a paper about it, so I thought it was scientific, but there is a pop culture theory about the correlation of vampire media and recession.
Interesting.
Like true recession indicator. Like people are joking about that right now, but like vampire media is actually, there is correlation between it being a recession indicator.
And I mean,
like Interview with the Vampire, Nosferatu.
Oh, true.
We have Sinners. We have Flesh of the Gods coming. I mean, there's like a lot of vampire media on the docket, and nobody's talking about that, and they should be, because it's happening.
The recession's coming and the vampires are coming. So.
Because Twilight was 2008. At the same time was True Blood and Vampire Diaries. The Lost Boys in 1987 released the weekend of Black Monday, where the stock market like crashed.
That's crazy.
Like, it goes back pretty far, actually. So there's definitely a correlation, and nobody's talking about it.
I wonder.
That's crazy.
Well, it's because we're thinking about our mortality more, because we don't have the money to pay for things. So like you are more invested, and like art is a reflection. So a lot of like horror pieces are like social commentary, and there is there's a lot more to vampires.
She's like, and now?
Sorry, you asked the question, so I'm gonna answer it. There's a lot more to vampires than just the mortality of it all, because definitely there's a lot of body autonomy, especially in Nosferatu, and the biggest like allegory for vampires is exploitation, and so there's a lot more, but like mortality is high up on the list for the recession indicator. So just when you see something being discussed, maybe you're just like, note down how many other things are being released.
Okay.
But,
Makes sense.
Well, and I feel like, so Ryan Coogler said that this movie came to him just while he was like listening to a blues song. He said when, I don't remember when, maybe like making dinner or something, just like at his home. And this whole movie came to him in that moment. And the more I thought about it, because a lot of it is about, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to it, but like there is the exploitation, or well, like Black ownership, right? Where like they bought this building, and then at the end, it's like they were never really going to own that building, or in theory, like that's what the white people were thinking. And I feel like vampires is the perfect like allegory with exploitation. It's like that is the perfect medium for this, and then also Remick being like he's trying to exploit the Black experience for his personal gain to like create like his community that he thinks is going to be so much better. So the exploitation like allegory, I feel like fits here in such a little bow tie way that I think he thought of, you know what I mean? Like that he intended. And I think it's because you could pick any monster. You could pick any monster. Yeah. And vampires fit the bill the best.
Exactly. There are so many little things like that too, like with Remick being Irish and you know.
Well, yeah, because the Irish, and he was from actual Ireland like 1300 years ago. He remembers the British like coming over. But that's such an interesting, because the Irish people, they used to call them Black Irish because they were also treated, I mean, it was a different experience because now like Irish were always white, but like whatever. So it ties in really well for sure.
It really did. There was just lots of little things like that, and I really enjoyed.
My favorite little fun fact is that the vampire eyes were inspired by Puss in Boots,
which is crazy.
Like I love that. Crazy. We need more of that.
We do. Like silly little
more Puss in Boots.
More Puss in Boots in the movies.
Not everything has to be so serious. Like we can have a director who likes a little fun movie. Exactly. Like it doesn't have to be like that.
Good. I think also what I really liked about the movie is that it had like the comedic relief like at the right time, not in like a cheesy way. Like the little jokes or like the little things that you would pick up on and you're like, oh man, that like that was funny, and like I'm not as tense like the entire movie.
I don't know why, like there's a few that stick out, but I love when they were talking about blues and they were like, well, what if they start dancing on beats? Like, well, let's just change it up on them. And everybody was like, you know, it's like those little moments where
it was good stuff. My favorite commentary that's coming out of this movie is the fact that everyone's saying Ryan Coogler is just such a freak, and not like a freak,
first of all,
but like a sex freak, like
freaky.
That's what when I read Nosferatu, I was like, Robert Eggers, send me your Goodreads. Like same to Ryan, like send me your Goodreads. I want to know, because
the way that he was freaking out, not freaking out, but you know what, like he was
literally
like every woman
literally
on that cast like was either giving something, like, you know what I'm saying? And I saw a comment that was like, how was Sinners the freakiest movie and not one nudity scene was in the movie? Like the most like sexual, like. And
when Mary like was at the train station and like talking to Stack, I was like what are we? Like just Haley Seinfeld's like face just being like blah 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 blah, and I was like, are those words coming out of her mouth?
The shock. And then when she's like, you can steal trains. I was like, you can steal trains, but you can't steal this.
I know. I was like, girl, what? What?
You're married. And the fact that all of these are married women.
Yeah.
And Preacher Boy, she had walked who knows how far for how long.
And literally, he said, I just wanted
I don't even.
He was like, I just want to taste you. I was like,
right. And he went to town.
He went to town.
And that was like his first.
Wow.
Like it was. Yeah, it was just crazy. Like I'm just
wow.
Ryan Coogler, God bless your wife.
The
like
thing that we're not talking about with all the freak shit is the fucking drool.
Yeah, that was
actually crazy work. Like not much will get me side eyeing. Like we're talking about eating pussy. Like sure.
I was like.
We'll talk about it and it's fine, but then she's spitting in his mouth and I'm like, that.
And
he was like, baby, are you drooling? She was like, you want to taste it?
Like Drool
Like,
was crazy work, and nobody's talking about it. Like the cast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody.
Poor Josh Allen watching his wife
Please.
drool in Michael B. Jordan's mouth while she straddled on top of him.
Yeah.
I would pass away.
Wow.
I don't know how people are actors because after that we're married. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, we're together. So
I would mess up that scene so many times just to keep redoing it.
So you're not an actor.
That's why.
I forgot my line. Like, oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
That's like the hottest thing you can do. I'm so sorry.
That was crazy.
The kinks in that movie. I'm just.
I'm like reliving the Drool now, and
I know I'm like it's playing back in my mind. I think I suppressed it after I watched the scene, and I was like, "Wow, should have been me." But
yeah,
but now I'm like reliving it. Like that was actually crazy work.
My favorite thing was when Mary was like walking and she's like looking for Michael B. Jordan. And Preacher Boy's like, "Oh, I don't think you should be here." She's like, "Get the fuck out of my face." But the accent, though, where did that come from, Haley? Where did that come from?
Well, it's funny because everyone's talking about her 15% black.
I know. I was like, that quarter black.
She's an octoroon.
Well, and then people are like, it's not enough. And it's like, okay, we're missing the point. We're missing the point. But it is kind of funny. Like, where did that come from, girl?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it was too real. It was too real for me. I mean, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved, we gonna kill every last one of y'all. Like,
yeah, that was fun.
And her, like, running out. So, like, I think, so the moment
it
of,
reminded
like,
me of Get Out.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like, the moment of, like, watching her run away, I'm like, this is, like, vaguely familiar.
Like, it's like tickling my brain.
Yeah. And I hate it. I hate every second of it. Like, I don't like her running away like that. Like, it's so off-putting. But, like, oh my gosh, this shot where they lock the door and then he starts knocking on the door.
Yes, where it's like upside down.
And that's the shot from Stanley Kubrick from The Shining, where he's also knocking on the door and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna play Make Shack a Double." Anyway, there's so many different things like that. But like oh my gosh. When he's knocking on the door and he has his entire neck is out and he's like, "No, like, I think I feel good," or whatever. And he I'm like, I'm sick to my stomach, bruv. Like, please do not open the door.
I will say, and I said this in the theater, because like the trailer was giving kind of like cool, like they weren't really like leaning into the vampire thing as much as they could have, because another movie came out last year or 2 years ago, Abigail, and they like ruined it by saying it was a vampire movie. But I feel like they played it down enough for sinners that it was like interesting. But I was shocked that they used the word vampire at all in that movie. When she said, "We're dealing with vampires," I was like, "Oh, we're lost."
I was like, "Oh,
like,
okay,
I was not expecting us to,
because most vampire movies, they're not really like
as like aware or like
like
away from it.
Saying it. But when she said that, I'm like, oh shit, like if she's saying it, you know what I'm saying? But
it's real.
It's a real deal. But also, one of the parts of the movie that like really pissed me off was like when they were eating the garlic and homegirl didn't want to eat it because she didn't like garlic. I'm like, if you don't put that fucking
I was like, are you a vampire or not?
Literally, this is not the time for you to be picky, like at all. And then homeboy's gonna start
that one.
I was like, come on.
What are we doing here, you guys? Oh my gosh.
Wow. But wouldn't that have been crazy if he had actually been a vampire and was like, but I just think, I mean, I could talk about the entire Duke scenes, like from start to end. There's just something.
Yeah. We're missing a big bow.
Yes.
We gotta, nobody's talking about him.
Yes.
His beautiful Southern accent.
Yes.
Which, and how hot he is.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. Wow, Bo. Like, I saw him on the screen. I said, "Who that in the back?" And I was like, and then he came walking in and I was like, "Oh, he's an important part. Good."
Yeah, right.
Like, please come this way. It was also like very interesting, like seeing the Asian of it all with the blacks, and then they were like, she was taking care of the like white grocery store, and then he was taking care of the like black grocery store that they had. And I was like, okay, like, this is interesting. I'm loving this.
But him leaving to go warm up the car.
I was like, no.
Nobody knew at the time, though. That's the thing. They thought Stack was just dead, so they had no.
Yeah.
They were not also in the scene where like they were creeped out by Remick and them. Like they were in the back playing. They were gambling, and she was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if there's a dead body, my man's not going anywhere without me. We're going together. Like I'm not. You're not leaving me in the fucking place with a dead body in the back.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? You're gonna go get the car? No, bro. We're going to get the car.
Yeah.
Like that's not. No, dead ass. Like we're not. You're not going anywhere. And then homeboy is over there, and he's like, "Oh yeah. Anyway, let's get in the car."
Yeah, yeah.
What?
And honestly, like during that scene, I was like, "Okay, I'll come with you."
Yeah.
Now, when he was like, "Oh, come on, like car's warm, ready to go, go home," and I was like,
"They don't even have heaters in those cars back then."
No, but like you got to warm the oil up and stuff. It's not for the people. It's for the. It's for the actual engine.
The more you know.
I've been to a few car meets. What can I say?
Oh my god,
that's so funny.
No, but I will say, so there's a couple of moments that also like pissed me off, like I mentioned. So it was that moment I said earlier. It was the moment where Grace, I think that was her name.
I think so.
Yeah, Grace was like, "What are we gonna do? I don't want to stand around here until sunlight."
She's kind of got a point.
I get that she has a point, but also, just let her go. Like,
where's she going?
Out. Like, why?
If she wants to become a vampire, go ahead.
Like, why are we holding her back to be like, "No, Grace, don't do it." Like, Grace, you want to go, you can go. Like,
she didn't want to go. That's the thing.
Well, she wanted to go get her husband.
Wanted to fight. She wanted to fight
and
them.
I'm like, that's not the consensus here. So the fact that they wouldn't let her just go do her own duties, like she wanted to do, and then keep her ass in there, and then she's like, "Well, come on it."
The way you
like, I know they needed.
No,
I was like, I know they needed somebody to like break that barrier so the vampires and then the fight scene could happen. But I was like, Grace, if you want to go.
That's what I'm saying.
Get out and go.
It was so much more important that it was her, because there's the whole commentary on like, it's like when you guys were talking about the cookout, it's like invited to the cookout, but only for certain things, and it's like
she's both plus one.
Exactly. She's not really part of the community, or like in her mind, she's not really a part of the community. So it's like, well, this is the end of my line here.
And it really like you could tell that she was like, I'm not a part of this community, because she was like, exactly, because she was like, my daughter's at home, like. She was like, my daughter's at home. I'm here to make a side. And my man has known you for a couple of years. But that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
But that was
part of the community until it doesn't suit you anymore.
Exactly. But her saying that, I just, like Katie said, I didn't hear her say, "Come on in."
Because our theater's like, and I look over, I'm like,
I didn't hear. I was like, what?
Is that what?
And then when I saw Remick smile, I'm like, "You dirty bitch." You dirty bitch. How dare you? And then
I was like, wow.
Let's get ready. I'm like,
no, but that, like, it was so powerful. Because then the screen is getting bigger. And you're like,
the screen getting bigger. I was like,
yeah,
this is a joke. I was jaw
they
open.
only did it a few times. Like when we first see the vampire, it's in the full IMAX screen, and he's like running to the White House or whatever. And then they do it like one or two other times before that. But to like, it's one thing to cut between it and to have it like happen in frame.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it just makes it so much more.
That was amazing. I just, so that pissed me off. What else pissed me off? There was the moment where Smoke and Stack are fighting, and you don't know for sure.
Well, I said to you, I'm like, he didn't kill his brother, and I thought it was for a different reason.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was gonna like let the white men go inside, and Stack was gonna kill them. Yeah. And then that didn't happen, obviously. But then he came back in the epilogue, and I was like, oh, so like I watched something.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I knew, but I didn't know. Yeah.
Marvel director, if you don't see a body,
that's what I'm saying.
There's
no face, no case.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it was Smoke, right, who said the best thing about me was him. It wasn't Stack.
Yes.
When you were up against your own brother, who you've said
he's kept him alive the whole time, like helped him like through everything, and like Smoke was obviously the brains of the operation. Like, and so him being in the position to like potentially kill his brother, like we know he's not doing that. But he is smarter than just like to let him go. Like he's like, obviously, like, don't kill Baba, don't whatever.
Yeah, that was just a rough one. I'm like, you're not going to show it he's still alive. Like, that's for certain.
I'd love to know if there was like some symbolism behind like Smoke wearing blue the whole movie and Stack wearing red. My initial thought was like red pill, blue pill from Matrix, but then somebody else had a different. So I would be curious if there was like a reason behind it, or if it was truly just like a costume. Like they just did it to truly differentiate between them. But you could do any color. I mean, you could do like blue and orange or whatever. I mean, it just
something
it
green and yellow, something.
I would be curious if that was an inspiration, just personally. Like, because they were different, like you said, like brains of the operation, like maybe more rooted in reality, worried about safety, like, and I don't know. Braun.
Yeah, I would love to talk about Smoke and Stack and Michael B. Jordan playing both characters and like how it was like just so interesting and insane to watch him like have ticks for one, not have ticks for the other, and just like how he differentiated like between the two. And I was like, wow, Michael B., you're such a good actor. But I was like, wow. But like watching that, even the first scene where they're like leaned up against the car waiting for the white man to like come by it, his hand is shaking in one, like passing the cigarette between the two, and I was like, wow, this is insane and awesome to watch. It was just like, I was like, this is really cool because
it was so seamless too. So seamless. Like he is that guy. MBJ, anytime MBJ and Ryan are together, like Creed, like
it's a link up.
Like it's so good. And like you said, Aaron, like the beginning scene, like the way that they talk, how it's literally him. Like it's crazy that like he's interacting with himself, but like it's just so believable.
Exactly.
I love everybody's asking him because this is his first acting gig since he directed Creed 3. So everybody's like, are you like, does it feel different coming back to being on the acting side and having to be directed by somebody else? But Ryan was saying like he got to direct his own kind of stunt person. So I feel like it's like fit the, and I mean, they've worked together. So obviously there's like, they have a working relationship.
The
weird,
trust is there.
It's just kind of interesting, like that he still like had his hands in directing. Oh, have you guys been seeing, now that we're talking about Michael B. Jordan, some people online are saying if it wasn't for Jonathan Majors' cancellation, it would have made sense for him to be one of the twins.
Because I was literally,
have you been seeing that?
I've seen that.
I haven't seen
Jonathan
that.
Majors is literally from 1930s. So like, it's crazy that like.
Well, it's funny because it's like, I see where they're coming from, but I feel like I don't think he would have ever done that even if he wasn't canceled, because the whole is like the identical. It's one thing fraternal twins are one thing, but like they are true brothers,
identical twins, brothers, and it's like also like the time they were in Chicago, like doing whatever they were doing, like they had to be the same.
Yeah, and it would cheapen if it was not an identical twin.
Yeah,
like they could be brothers. Why do they have to be twins? Why do they like?
Exactly.
I mean, the Smokestack twins like is the vibe.
That's the name.
We're not brothers. We're cousins.
Please, I have Vampire Girls on the way.
I was going to say we're going to have to talk about the fact that the girls were in the entire movie and how
they were in the entire movie, and I was like, I love these because they were subtle. They were subtle, and I loved them.
Well, and they were normal teeth at the beginning, and then when he was a vampire, it suddenly was a vampire.
Yeah, suddenly. It was incredible.
So amazing.
I love it.
Of course, we're gonna have to talk about honestly the most iconic scene in the movie, and that's the music dancing sequence where they
start with like 1930s.
Yes.
Jazz and blues, and then
some people are powerful enough musicians to merge the past and the present. It's like
that was honest to God
fantastic.
I've never seen a scene like that before.
It was
transformative. Like the way that they shot it, the flow of the music.
Yeah, and it was just kind of going around the room, but then like more people were popping up, and like you were like, oh wait, where'd I miss? And it was like, And then the adding, like throughout time, like the adding of the layering of the different instruments, and like you would hear the like olden like African drums, and then you would hear like the DJ, the whatever, like it was
And you'd
very
see
cool.
them too. Like
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's funny because I felt like it was when I was watching Oppenheimer and I didn't blink. I literally did not blink during that.
Yeah.
And I did cry. I was like, don't look at me.
It was
It's a
like,
horror movie. Why am I crying?
Yeah. No, literally. But it was like
speaker and the music and the visuals and everything. It was just like so powerful.
Yeah. They had to heal you before the vampire fights. Like, don't.
I'm like, what are
they were like, everything's right in the world, and then boom.
And it's I think the coolest thing about that, a bunch of people noticed afterwards, was that the scene was reflective of I think it's the painting. It's called like the Sugar Shack or the Sugar Place or something like that, which is like an iconic painting. And if you're in any Black household, your grandma, I'm sure, has had this somewhere. But seeing that come to life was like, oh my gosh, like
honestly,
everything was just connected. Like there's not one part of this movie that was just a coincidence.
Like it was going on. I'm like, how is he gonna get out of this? Right? Like we're so entrenched right now. Like, how do you move on a little bit? And I love that it was like burning the place down, basically, and then
that was so cool.
Remick being like, this is what I was looking for. Like it felt so like it kind of bookended because. How did you come back from that? Like, what do you
exactly?
You can't just like your horror movie after that.
Cut screen, move on. Like that's just it needed to flow, but burning the Duke down. It was like, wow, okay, this is bringing us back to the horror, to the vampires of it all, especially with the vampires, like the three buddies just.
Like
standing
to go
there.
from that to picked old robbing. I'm like, hello.
I was like, okay.
What are we talking about here? And that was more scary, I think, than anything.
Yeah.
Them singing.
Honestly, them when they first come to the door and they're like, we have a song for you. And then they're just like, and you're like, oh my God. And then they're like, oh, Robin, please. And you're like, that was scary. I knew something was off then.
Yeah. I knew something was off as soon as they're like, well, we just have love and accept it. First of all.
I was like, is it because we're I was like, yes, it is because you're like, please.
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely not. That was the scariest part of the movie.
Truly.
That's all I know. And then the fact that they sent Mary's white ass to go out there to talk to them.
She was like, I'll go ask.
You guys need the money. I will go out there.
How much money do you think they have, Mary? Like
it was like
a gag because it's like, okay, yeah, maybe the opening night's not as successful as you wanted it to be because you're not taking real money, but like, do they look like they're here to ball?
That's the gag, I
mean, and then
just because they're white, they were like,
sure, maybe they did have the money they wanted, but you don't know that up front. Like,
Mary volunteering showed that she was white there.
Well, exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah,
what's the point?
It's like you can be as close as you want to be, the proximity, but you showed your ass with that one, Mary.
Yeah,
you really showed the genealogy.
She was like, we family. Actually, let me go out here. And you're like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah,
funny.
no, that was bad. That was real bad. And then Remick doing his little Irish jig. That was everyone just around in the circle. That was a scene too. That was
crazy.
That was a good one. And then they're mixing Remick's song, and then you're getting like the beats and the bass and like all of that. It was just all good. I mean,
and I love the end with Remick going up in flames because I was not expecting to be so explicit on my screen. Yeah, like
honestly, I was expecting them to like because they panned over to Smoke and Sammy, and then but they like went back to Remick like burning, and I was like, oh wow, like we're seeing this, and I was like, you know what? Because if you don't see it.
Exactly.
It didn't happen, so we needed to see that.
It was scary when Remick was like, Sammy! Like that, like scared the shit out of me.
Oh my God, and he's praying, and then Remick's like saying,
he's like, our Father. And I was like,
what better do you do? Like,
I was like, wow.
One thing I could have done without was some of the flashbacks to prior scenes. Like when I don't know if it was, I guess, in the mid-credit scene when they show Mary running away because it's or not, yeah, Mary.
Oh, yeah.
When she comes back in, it's like we didn't need to see it again. Like
Yeah.
I trust that she made it out. Like you
Yeah.
don't have like, and I think there was like one or two other scenes that like I don't like when that happens. Like
Yeah.
it's like we just watched.
You're like, I just watched
45
it.
minutes
Yeah.
ago. Like
Yeah.
I don't need a reminder of what you're referring to. But I guess, you know, whatever. For some people,
Yeah,
maybe
no,
people need that.
Yeah, I think
Because there was like one or two others that
There
I remember
was.
like in the because it kind of takes you out of it a little bit because it's like
Yeah, you're
maybe
like, oh
somebody's
wait,
having
did
a
I just watch
conversation.
that or
Yeah, and then it like
mhm.
cuts to the prior convo and you're like, okay, you took me out of it a little. Like
Yeah.
you were talking and now you're like showing me something else. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just personal preference, but
That's fair. I want to
I
talk
don't like
about
that
this.
anyway.
That's fair. I want to talk about the Sammy of it all, like Miles
Mhm.
Hatton, like
Yeah.
fantastic,
first movie.
That's the thing. So
phenomenal.
it's really
And
like
his
a commentary.
voice?
Yeah. Commentary on the industry saying people don't have enough followers to be in a movie. Like
Yeah.
we should be finding unknowns for sure. Well,
Exactly.
whatever. He was on tour, but like
Yeah, he was on.
generally on first movie. I can't remember who said.
It was like a popular song and a
Yeah.
popular artist, but he was on tour with her, and then
Yeah. She was like, you
here we
should
go.
do this.
You should
Yeah.
do this.
But generally, like, we should be doing more unknowns. So
Exactly.
Damn.
Not everyone needs to be an A-list actor on the
Yes.
I'm
the
actually
credit
tired of
line.
seeing A-list actors on things. It's less believable.
you guys know my feelings. Like, let's get Brad Pitt out of there, Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah, all
Ryan
of them.
Gosling. What are we doing?
Yeah,
Like, let's
it's
move
the
on.
Same. Jack Black is the one I'm like, I need. Like I saw the Minecraft
See, and I
movie.
thought he was on his way out until the Minecraft, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess he's still here.
No,
He's like, oh,
amazing stuff,
gotta pop back
though.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm.
But yeah. So what if you had to pick one favorite thing about the movie? What was your favorite thing?
I mean,
just like the audacity.
Yeah,
Because you have to make it your own. Like a lot of what he did was classic vampire, right? Like the son being invited in, you know, and that's fine. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of biting to turn. I think there needs to be more involved. But like I'm down. I can get behind it. But like the drool was its own thing.
A good part.
honestly, like that dance scene was like one of my favorites, but then
Probably scene of the year for any movie that comes out.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
truly.
Yeah.
It'll be
yeah, but I
in 5
mean,
years,
I don't know.
it'll
I
be
just
on
loved all of
Instagram,
it.
People are gonna be like, we overlooked this too soon.
Yeah.
Like it'll
And I
be
was like, we didn't, but
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
no, but okay,
Exactly.
yeah.
Do you have something that stands out?
I gotta say, just the opening scene.
Mm.
Like it was just
him running into the church.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's quiet. It's the white. It's the center of the church. He just
Mhm.
in the
It
car.
feels kind of safe, but you won't be scared.
Yeah, you see the scratches on his face. He's gripping the guitar. Like that was
Yes.
just such a good opening scene, and then ending the movie with that scene, I think,
Yeah.
really just brought it all together.
Yeah.
That's I would like to bring like that's one of the times in a movie where I have liked them taking the opening or taking the ending scene, putting
Right.
it at the opening, because I saw what did I see? Oh, I was watching a K-drama and they had a K-drama and they had the ending scene as the opening scene, and it just like the entire show like was good until that last episode where you're like, okay, well, we know this is coming, and it just ruined the flow of like how crazy and wild this drama was. And so I was like, okay, like I actually did really like that, and I was like, it brought it together. And then like also seeing him what was I about to say, seeing him in the like post credit scene, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
love.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
With it.
that was great.
I feel like I wrote something else down, but okay, we don't have to talk about it. Someone's like equating all the characters to one of the 7 deadly sins. I'll send that to you guys later. We don't have enough to talk about it like right now, but I'll send it to you. And I wanted to mention,
Interesting.
because we talked a little bit in the opening about Ryan Coogler being the first Black director to hit $1 billion at the box office. And this movie in particular is so important, I feel like, because he had specific parameters when he was shopping around for who was in this movie.
Yeah.
And the parameters were that he was going to get the final cut, which I think is so important because that's how we get these stupid who is it? Fucking Justice League movies.
Yeah.
Where like now we're getting a Zack Snyder cut. It's like let's just
chill. Like let's just one person.
Yeah. And it really like, I mean, it compromises the vision, but for especially like a movie like this where like that is the whole point. Also gets, instead of like the studio recouping their money and then him getting the money after, like anything past the budget, he gets first dollar. So anything they made opening weekend, anything they get money from that, which I think is important. And the biggest thing, and this is groundbreaking, and I'm hoping people are worried it's gonna be the end of studios, and like maybe that's a good thing to an extent, or at least it's kind of coming around to music, but after 25 years, the rights of this movie are going to revert to him.
Yeah.
Which is so important because the whole movie, again, is about like Black ownership and like, in general of art, like is such an important thing. And I love that he was able to negotiate that for himself. And I'm hopeful that like, because it's art, right? Like it's your movie. You're going to be
it's literally his brainchild. So it's like,
and it's original.
He doesn't own that. Like that's crazy. Like,
and this is the biggest post-COVID original IP opener. I mean, so it is big and important, and I love that for him.
Yeah.
Well deserved. It's a classic. This will definitely be a cult classic for sure.
When he had a vision, he's like, I'm gonna get my money for it, and you're not gonna get the final cut, and it's gonna be mine. And it's like, that is
go off, King.
That's everything.
Go off, King.
Yeah. And hopefully that becomes more of a thing, because it's like any art, like that's what musicians are talking about. Although it's a little different. I guess you sign a contract and you know it's not yours, but whatever. The Sinner's Cup.
Yeah, we don't need like Taylor's version for like movies. Well,
exactly.
You know? Like,
oh my god. Imagine. There's no way, because they're too.
That would be insane. That would be literally insane.
No, we're literally getting them the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Like it's happening,
and it's like 5 hours long,
and it's fucked up. Yeah. Zack Snyder.
That's
I have a bone to pick with you outside of Justice League. That one. It hits hard in a bad way. But felt like we had to acknowledge, because like it's just so important. I feel like and so different than any other like original IP that has come out. It's like just another studio, just another key piece.
I just realized I'm like so far down on the couch.
Girl, you've been that way the whole time.
That's how it always goes.
Oh,
you were like this at one point. I was like, she's done. She's out.
Oh my god!
I just get so comfortable.
Honestly,
I think that was
close friends.
Truly is. I think that's a great spot to wrap up the convo.
I think so too.
just
enough time for Loves and Bigs. Okay, I can start.
Okay.
Let's see. My loves. I didn't have many, but one, I finally found a foundation color that matches my skin like perfectly and like doesn't bring out the orange. Like I'm not looking orange in the mirror, in the pictures, like anything. So I was like, slay, thank you to that little girly who helped me color match. It was rough because she was like, oh, you're like olive toned. I was like, okay, slay. And then because again, I'm not a big makeup girly, so I was like, any help will be good. And so she was like, you're olive toned. I was like, okay, slay. Don't know what that means. No, well, I know what that means, but I'm like, anyway. But she was like, we tried like 5 or 6 different ones, and then the first one that we had tried was like the one that matched my skin tone the best. And I was like, okay, perfect. I have a concert tonight. We love to see it. And the concert tonight begins my like 3 weeks of just like Aaron's going to concerts like a lot, because all these people announced tours and they were like at the end of April, beginning of May. And obviously I had to buy them. So I was like, and it's like my fave people or people I never thought were coming to like the US to tour. So I was like, I have to go. Anyway, so yeah. And then my Icks, I know I was talking about how I love the Sinners think pieces online, but like think pieces in general online, like they need to stop. Like we sometimes, because I've seen a lot of them and I'm like, you're think piece is just wrong. And then I see like 15 stitches of people being like, don't listen to this guy. And I'm like, sometimes we can hold our thoughts in or write them in our journal or make a podcast where you talk with your friends, and that's where your think pieces can go. But on the TikTok, when it just pops up on my FYP, no thanks.
Are you talking about rage baiting why there was no Latinos in Sinners?
I did see that one, but I saw another. I've seen so many people and just like people who talk about like K-pop, people who talk about soccer. I'm like, oh my God, stop. Anyway,
I think it was a rage bait because
it had to have been
stitches, and I'm like, okay,
it had to have been.
That's for engagement. Anyway,
anyway, that's it for me.
I'll go next because I agree. My ick also for this week was the think pieces. I sent you guys in the group chat, but
we're personal over here.
I literally made this TikTok months ago. It was literally a sound just about liberals. They have blue hair. I don't know what the fucking sound was, but I made a sound. It was funny. It went off for a little bit. People were like, yeah, we love liberals. I guess there is like an election going on in Canada right now. Yeah. And a bunch of fucking Canadians have found the video and they are commenting like, vote for MC, vote for MC.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm not Canadian. Like, I know I was like during Four Nations, but like, I'm not a Canadian.
See, I was wondering how they got that, but I see.
Like, and it's just like the comments that are coming through, like, guys, I literally don't care. Like, it was a funny, stupid video.
And I didn't click on it, but screenshot, there's literally at least 3 comments of paragraph. Like, one person commented 3
He was like, 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. I was like, you write in your journal. Don't be commenting on my posts on the internet.
To prove how I wasn't fitting the liberal stereotype, and I commented, I said, I'm not reading all that.
I saw that.
Listen to the sound. Yeah, the sound is the stereotype.
Like, that's it's like you're just doing too. If you have that much time to comment 3 comments, then it's
because you have to comment, then click out, comment to get.
Like, you're doing too much. But yeah, I'm tired of. I hope whoever MC is, he wins. I guess he's the liberal. I don't know, but like the Canadians are just blowing it up. And it's not even like the engagement. I'm like not even excited about the engagement because it's like the notification. I can't see my actual notifications because it's all Canadians commenting on this. So that's my ick. Also, is just the think pieces for literally stuff I don't care about. And then my other ick for this week, I don't know if you guys saw, but it was these 2 old twins in Australia who were interviewed.
Oh, I did see that.
Like carjacking, and they are trying to say that like they can't speak separately, but like, oh my God, it
was crazy.
Because like they'll be like one is talking, and then the other one will say like the last.
Like the last sentence.
And like, shut up. You are 60 years old. There is no reason you guys need to be dressing the same and talk. Like, it just pissed me off.
No one has been honest with them in their lives. That's the one.
And it's crazy that they're like, we just can't stop it. It's like,
and you're like,
even talking in sync. Like, I can understand if you're actually talking in sync, but you're not. Like, you're one person saying one thing, you're just saying the last word. Like, anyway, it just pissed me off so bad, and I literally have a screenshot. I'm looking at their faces. It's pissing me off even more. And then my love for this week, I know Katie's gonna be like, oh my gosh, please. But my love for this week is that I found out that I had money in my 401k.
Oh my God.
I have found out that I have money in my old 401k from my old job. And I didn't roll it over. Well, first of all, I didn't know you have to roll it over. I thought it just automatically rolled over. So like when I went to sign in, I saw that I had $11,000 in my 401k. I'm like, oh, sick. Free loan, free money. So I requested to withdraw money out of it. Not all of it, but just I requested to withdraw the amount of money that I owe to the state of Virginia for my tolls, my property tax, my car, all of those things, because I had just have not paid it, obviously. And they approved it. So that should be hitting my account shortly. Katie thinks this is a horrible idea.
I don't want to know about this. I don't want to know.
I mean, they already took out the taxes for it. So, like, I'm personally not worried, but check back in January when I have to file my taxes. And it's
like a penalty. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's
for January idea.
26's problem. Not mine right now, for all I know.
I mean, I do think it should be considered a hardship.
Yeah.
Like the tolls. So I'm not in disagreement. I'm worried for you is what I am getting at.
And this economy, I just feel like there's why worry about something that is next year? Mm-hmm. I need the money today. It's my money and I need it now.
It's just sitting there accruing interest.
It's just sitting there doing anything.
Market's going back up, so I'm making more.
And I'm just freaking suffering being poor.
Oh my God.
It's my money. I worked for it.
Oh my God.
That could be, you could just end your current 401k and that money still exists. I mean, it's like...
But I would actually roll that one over. What I'm saying is this one feels like it's free money because I didn't know about it.
Which one was this from? This is from Grow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I haven't even looked into my other one for that job.
Because were you there long at the other one?
2.5.
I mean, that's long enough.
Yeah.
There's probably some good money there.
So, and I don't even know how to log into that one because that's through the state.
That was the real 401k. That's the one you're using in 6 years.
No, yeah, that's the one that I'm going to have to actually roll over. But this one, that's like fun money. Not fun money, but it's like just in case money. So, anyway, that's my love.
Yeah.
I'm richer.
I love that for you.
I love.
Anyway. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna start with my icks. For some reason, ASMR videos are coming on my page. I did not sign up for that, and I don't like it. No, I don't like them.
What?
They feel so forced to me, and like the voice boring. It's like, please.
You're not listening to the right ones.
And it's not for me. And I know you love them. So when I wrote it down, I was like, I know, but I can't do it. And I'm not even interacting with them. So I'm like, why are you? Anyway, that's a problem for whatever.
We clear that
cash.
clear it out. Yeah.
I'm also really tired of, so you know that song, the sound that's two bitches at the same time, like fucking two bitches at the same. Yeah. Okay. I'm tired of people making edits of two brothers. Like,
yeah, that's gross.
Like, let's be for real. Like, that's
unless
not
it's
happening.
Michael B. Jordan and
Well, I was thinking the way. When I was talking about Smoke and Stack, I was about to sing that in my head, and I said,
that would make sense though. But when we're talking about real life brothers, like let's be honest.
Yeah, that's gross.
That's not happening. Like, no. Like, I'm here for, okay, I've seen an Oscar Isaac Pedro Pascal one. Okay, sure. Yeah. Sure. Quinn and Jack Hughes, like, no.
Yeah, that's
like
gross.
let's not. Like, there's parameters, and I'm here for the Sinners ones because those are different.
It's the same guy.
Like, they're brothers, but they're not. Like, we know that. So whatever. I'm tired of it. My other ick. I mentioned this last week after we ended recording. Robo's injured.
Yeah.
And he's not on the road trip, and there is no photos of him on the Instagram because he's not on the road trip.
He's gone. Yeah.
And I miss him. And that brings me to my loves. We're so back otherwise, though. Outside of Robo, it has been an amazing week. So the week started with the Caps and the Stars winning and the Admirals in 2 shutouts. And then come, what was it, Tuesday morning, one of our best goalies for the Ads gets called back from the AHL. Like, we have never been more back. And then last night, the Admirals won again, the Caps won again, the Stars won again. Like, we're just...
Oilers lost. Like, it's
Oilers lost. Like, you can't tell me anything this week. Everything this week is good news.
I'm on a high, baby.
The Robo situation. But, like, we're on the upswing. Yeah. He might be back next week. But
I mean, Chuck's back, so nothing's impossible.
That man was not injured.
He was not injured. Yeah, he faced
his
that.
first game back is the first game of the playoffs, and he has 2 goals. Yeah. Like, be so for real with me right now.
Mark stoned us.
No, he literally did. Mark stoned us. Yeah. Yeah. So we are so back. That's that on that.
That's that on that.
There we go.
What an episode, as usual.
Yeah, guys.
Honestly, loved it.
Well, thanks for listening. We will catch you on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
Right?
These are our close friends, though. They're already here.
Oh, you're right. You're on the side. That's right. We'll catch you on the other side. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.